How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Mercenary. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Mercenary. Deadeye. Commando. Commando chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your ki, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you, your inner voice to be precise, an echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
So glad you realize who you really are. Let's keep to the bright and better path moving on.
You can't contradict yourself like that. You made the right choice to begin with. Why would you?
Because you can't deny what's deep within your heart.
But remember, this is just the beginning of the end. Eventually...
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Through. The deep cut. Right between the eyes. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Blasting everything to bits. Bullets everywhere. Made it count. Took care of it. Running low. Nice shot. Hot method. Disposed of him. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. You're not dead yet. Oh, here. Sharp. Hey there, Crusher. You unlocked a new secret for yourself. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks travelled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Scragged another. Bang, bang. Now that's a flesh wound. Not gonna happen with your key energy level. Chop chop! Tapped hard. Swoon. Right in the face. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Every little bit helps. The Wheeled One is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Flash the slash. Energy. Kaboom! Crack-a-doo. Critical. Slash and dash. You should be able to use that. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the Wheeled One before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided, and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wants... You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You should be proud. They don't come. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need... You handle that net like you've never done any... He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's... They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows... He hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the... But today, your focus is getting... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree... From... One day... You can already see the effect. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes. That's not true. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's... He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the world... Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution, the second coming, and our lineage. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of date, the road ahead won't be easy, but he wants you to understand that you'll all... He claims names have power, so he gave them these names. Regardless, you'll meet again once... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Wonder who put it here. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The world eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look! A survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. Heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives. He doesn't know what your connection is to this. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you... He can't...
Good work, clever clogs. Let me guide you into the dark.
Ah, you're too sharp to fall for that.
Wait, what?
I always knew you...
Just think of your...
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date knows you'll make a better stand against... The Jagni tribe is likely... Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni. In Jagni's case, letting the World Eaters He'll be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? You're absolutely drained. It's a bridge. Just get over it. Your key energy isn't up for that. All fired up. Slice and dice. Slash. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Cautions you that the Sifu may be a...
Zata is the muy totloho. Kariesne stace. Paro,
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He will. The news of a cult. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. He Your Muma. Jagni doesn't want a new unity between them. Says fear and hatred is the only path to He expected you'd join them. You understand that the universe runs on the principle. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side. Their kin must put an end to the war before. They have no intention of letting this drag out, or they'll run the risk of teaching the enemy their art of war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both share dark thoughts, so they want to wage a war. A war tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've conquered the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu for control of their territory, tribe weapon, and kin. Your Muma taught each disciple a weapon. She never intended it for hunting nor war, but lately the art of defense has been shadowed by relentless attack. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
Naoko onis poloknost iglezed.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared.
Apinosko vlada.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul, and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good.
Na zenakas pripadne? Zivo odlisen injovoj.
Anyway, you'll pass your old village on your way to the first rival out. It's always the little things you remember, and with you it's pretty much the only thing he recalls, that you were little. The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort.
Yapu.
You have orders to follow. Understands Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. You've got nothing left. More than a flesh wound. Out of juice. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Half-lifed. And down you... Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Try again when you have some key energy. Middle-lifed. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. Bangarang! You don't have the key energy for that. You're injured. Itchy trigger finger. Dead on. You've already drained yourself. You're half dead. Whoops. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. Your energy is empty. Itchy trigger finger. You're in pain. Whoosh! Bullets everywhere. Your key energy is all used up. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. You're hurt bad. That feels better. Nice shot. It's becoming terminal. Bangarang. You don't have it in you right now. Right between the eyes. You make it look easy. Hat. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Says he wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But he thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time. He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you... But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually. You just need more time in the surf. You can... Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to... She's not unhappy with your progress, but you still have a lot to prove. No, practice makes perfect. You have to keep working on it if you want to be good at it. She'll see you at the village square. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. You should look for... He wonders what... He can... You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you did. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on. Then you've got a good excuse.
Kentsib asil natu.
She wants you to
Kanamunt. Orasa durut. Arialoche nui mumera.
You've always followed your own path, but
Anora kapapum.
they look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you... There's no way. He wants to know who you think you are.
A funky donkey Danny.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training. She said it before. Wung Fu. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts us... He suggests... He's curious to see what you found. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if... Thinks some are and some aren't. One thing's for sure, though, your Mooma thinks it all takes up too much space in the house. He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found. The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. He knows she's already proud of you and everything you've achieved so far. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He thinks you should. She'll be proud of you.
Pianta.
He's looking forward.
Gendra.
Your mama says it's about time you got here. Hopes you're
Vasen och kasa. Bolakamonom rukna.
She said,
Kanjala no toro. Aplitonomuta.
but there's enough time left for repetition.
Aplitonomuta.
Mama says you did well today. She so thanks you for being such a good student.
Minalagi mamuru.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Brumblena marsa maulundu.
Reminds you that catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Kanamunta.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Mustiki muhka. Dropalo.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Pendrine senema.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see. You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you. Your Muma says you look tired.
No yotutupu. Ritsentene.
Says a good rest makes you ready for tomorrow. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Can't see. Come on.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Antoro.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming, whether she's ready for it or not.
Kalino. Can't see.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has...
Minalagi mamuru.
She tells you to stay back. This is her fight.
Arialoche nui mumera.
Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hog. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hogs on the loose. You lack key energy. You're on the ropes. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulks on the loose. Might want to fall back. You're fresh out of key energy. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulks on the loose. Ooh, you're feeling mighty low. Great shot. Bang, bang. You're harmed. You've used up all your key energy. All fired up. It was harder than expected to take down the Fluff Hulk. They've received news a Ronin joined the tribe's a group. You should hurry there and help. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. You the Prowler. Look, an emergency box from the old days. Wow, bet that knuck makes a tight fist. There's a change in the air. Feels like daybreak.